It is getting interesting now. I'll put my phone just there, just in case, during the recording of this video on Thursday evening, Chelsea make another signing. I know what you're thinking. It's been a few seconds and we have not heard. Yes, guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel for your second Chelsea FC news video of the day. I said this week that when I get back from the island that I've been hanging out on for the last few days, there's no messing about. We're back in business. It is a massive week in the footballing calendar. And I thought that, there's no point beating around the bush and just making the odd video, getting a bit excited here. I want you guys to be excited when you wake up in the morning, and I want you to be excited when you go to bed at night. So here's the second video. And it's not just like I've got nothing to talk about. It's not like I'm doing it for the sake of it. We've made another new signing. Welcome to Chelsea Football Club. Mr. Malang Sarr, the 21-year-old, has signed a 5-year deal. Again, we've got a lot of players signing 5-year deals, locking people down to 2024, 2025. He's signed and he's gone out on loan straight away, which is a little bit of a killjoy at this moment in time because I'm looking at it, left centre-back, Chelsea kind of need a left centre-back. You're thinking maybe the free agent can come in and do the job. Chelsea have loaned him out, and I'm going to talk a bit in this video about what I think the loan move's going to be, whether it's a good thing, when we'll see him in a Chelsea shirt, and then we're going to progress into some other developments in other stories as well. But before we do that, you've been going crazy with the likes. I said 6,000 on the one earlier. You hit it in 7 hours. That's absolutely ridiculous. Let's go for 7,000 on this video, the second video of the day. I know you guys can do it, and if you're not already, subscribe. We should hit 150k very, very soon. And the big news still hasn't hit our Twitter feeds, still hasn't come through to our phones yet from Chelsea Football Club announcing the signings of both Thiago Silva and Kai Havertz. We're going to go into that in a moment as well. But first things first, welcome to Chelsea Football Club, Mr. Malang Sarr. And I know that it's probably not the biggest name of the signings this week, but it doesn't mean that for the future of Chelsea Football Club, the signing isn't as important. It definitely is just as important. Malang Sarr, I saw an incredible tweet that Alex Goldberg retweeted from WhoScored.com. In terms of young players that have played over 100 matches competitively already, Chelsea have got bucket tons of them. We've got Kai Havertz, Christian Pulisic, and Malang Sarr is also on that list as well. So despite being 21 years old, he's got a wealth of experience, which is very, very good to see for Chelsea. Going out on loan, I fully expect him to have a Bundesliga move. Of course, there could be potential in the Premier League as well, but it's looking likely that a move to the Bundesliga for Malang Sarr will be very good. We saw that last season, we loaned out Ethan Ampadu to Leipzig. He may not have got as many minutes as we would like, but it is a league that does put defenders under a lot of pressure. Malang Sarr going out there for a year, we can see his development. We've obviously signed him for free, so it's a very low risk transfer, which is what I absolutely love about this one. Chelsea saw him on the market. He's a player with a lot of potential, and instead of just letting him be snapped up by another club, Chelsea have done what they do best, being opportunistic, going in there, signing the player for 5 years, and then who knows about his development. We could make some money on him. We end up with a centre-back who can be in our team for many years to come. People are looking at the Thiago Silva free signing as the short-term fix. Malang Sarr is the long-term signing, and he's the long-term fix potentially to Chelsea's centre-back problem. With today's earlier video, where we did the welcome to Chelsea to Ben Chilwell, I'm losing track of the players that we're welcoming in here. Isn't this bloody brilliant? When we did that video, we addressed the left-back situation. We looked through the Chelsea videos of welcoming Ben Chilwell to the club, and we saw that the way that Chelsea are visioning this transfer of Chilwell is to fix a position up for many years to come. And I feel as though with this plan that we have, whether we bring in another centre-back this window or not, the addition of Thiago Silva, even though it's not quite done yet, his wife, that's doing the geezer injustice. His wife has put on Instagram basically saying her farewells. It just screams London. It screams Chelsea. It's going to be a huge move. And when that one is confirmed, there will be another video uploaded. I've not recorded it yet because I don't want to be that guy, who just posts a video as soon as the player's out, but he recorded it beforehand. But this one, Malang Sarr has been announced, which is very exciting. Thiago Silva is in Milan. He did his medical in Milan. As far as I'm aware, it's all gone okay, and we're just waiting on Chelsea Football Club to confirm everything so that we can get excited about that deal as well. Regards Havertz, there's been no updates since I updated you guys earlier today regarding Bayer Leverkusen want to confirm the Schick signing, and I know I got his nationality wrong. I apologise. The geezer's from Czech. They want to confirm that signing so that they don't get mugged off price-wise, and then Chelsea can release the statement saying that Kai Havertz is a blue. But Malang Sarr, where do you guys want to see him go out on loan? Do you think this signing is one where we will actually see him in a Chelsea shirt? A lot of rival fans are saying, look, Chelsea fans getting all excited, but he's never going to play for your club. There's a lot of jealousy going around in the footballing world right now regards Chelsea, but there's also a lot of respect. Chelsea saw an opportunity with Corona, with the finances being favourable for us due to not being able to spend last summer, not spending in January, having a good financial year as well with Champions League qualification. That's certainly where the jealousy comes from. But Chelsea have done very well, and the money that we're spending this summer isn't going to put us in a position where we're stuck financially for many years. This is a window where we were able to spend, and we are doing it incredibly well. And it's not just big money signings we're talking about. Chelsea are being shrewd, they're getting the good business for free agents, and it's looking very good. Now, the next story that I want to address is the one that I talked about yesterday with Eunice. Lionel Messi to Chelsea. I know that you're bored of hearing about it. I know that he's not going to come to Chelsea. I get it. He's going to Man City. It's looking more and more likely that Manchester City are going to snap up Lionel Messi. Now, what this does is it makes Chelsea's business, which is still very good, like let's not let Messi go into City if that actually happens, deflect away from Chelsea's incredible window. Chelsea will still have had one of, if not the best windows in world football this summer. If Messi does go to City and he's reunited with Pep Guardiola, in my opinion, that immediately elevates them up to the same kind of level that Liverpool were at last season. People write Messi off because he's 33. People write Messi off because he can't do it on a cold, rainy night in Stoke. I think the geezer is the best footballer that's ever lived for a reason. And I think if City do manage to get Messi, yes, they can afford him. It's looking likelier by the moment. City are going to be on Liverpool's level as well. So if Chelsea are looking to bridge that gap, it's going to be very, very close next season. And with the turmoil currently going on at Manchester United, they're also linked with Messi. I think if Man United, not that this is a Man United channel, I don't want to spend too much time addressing this. We've got Chelsea news to cover still. But United, your captain is in trouble in Greece. Whether he did it or not, or whether it's... I don't want to get into the ifs and buts and maybes and whens and whys and hows of that story. United are in a bit of bother. They've got a gap to build as well between them, City, Liverpool, and obviously now Chelsea with these signings as well. Get your checkbook out and try and get Messi. That's my advice to you. But also, Roman, I haven't forgotten that you're an absolute hero. You're a billionaire. You're a legend. We'd still like him at Chelsea. But that is enough on that story. We're going to move away from it now. Another little bit of news that I'm not entirely sure is 100% valid because I've not seen this from many, if any, reputable journalists, but apparently, according to a couple of media outlets, Chelsea have had a bid rejected for a goalkeeper who plays in France. He goes by the name of Edouard Mendy. Very decent goalkeeper, but when I look at this kind of signing for Chelsea, supposedly the bid was 16 million. We'll look into that, we'll talk about it another day a little bit more, but the way I see that kind of transfer being is not as a replacement to Kepa. I don't think Edouard Mendy has enough of a profile for Chelsea to be confident that he comes in to immediately take Kepa's number one. The way that I envisage this transfer happening, if it is something Chelsea are looking to do, is that Kepa won't be able to be sold this summer for the fee that Chelsea want. Therefore, Chelsea give him another chance. They give him another season, whether you agree with this or not. I just think that's the way it's going to play out. And then next summer, we try and offload Kepa to get the money back. If he hasn't had the season that we all hope he does, Edouard Mendy comes in as a younger goalkeeper, putting pressure on him, which will then make Kepa perform better because he knows that he's actually got got a young, hungry goalkeeper breathing down his neck trying to take the #1 space. So, we're going to look into this one a little bit more. I don't know exactly whether or not this is true, whether Chelsea have made an approach, whether there's been any communications or not at this point. The final thing that I want to discuss in this video today, and it's something that I was going to talk about in the Ben Chilwell video, and I'm not going to lie, I kind of forgot to do it. So you guys reminded me on Twitter, in the comments, on Instagram DMs as well. You guys have been asking me to talk about the pull power of Super Frankie Lampard. Bringing it back to the interview that we saw yesterday, Ben Chilwell's first interview at the club, we hear again that Frank Lampard is having such a massive impact on the players that are signing for us right now. Everybody who's asked about why Chelsea, what was it about the Chelsea project? The idea to play for a big club, that's something that Ben Chilwell says. Again, these players that are looking to join Chelsea, they're not seeing this as a stepping stone. They're seeing it as joining a big club who are looking to challenge for honours, and that is quote some of these players. But that being said, Super Frank is coming up in the conversation every single time any one of these players is asked. And I know the way that it works when players are asked questions. There's always a lead. There's always a way that the question is worded so that they get specific answers out of players. And of course, all of these interviews are done in-house. They're done by the Chelsea media team in order to give us an insight into learning a little bit about these new players within that first interview. However, you can see the sincerity as to what these players are saying regarding the excitement about playing under a player who was so good, such as Frank Lampard, and a manager who seems to have this little tight-knit group of players who are buying into a project, buying into this philosophy that we're trying to instill into Chelsea Football Club. And I needed to give it a bit of airtime here today on GBFC because Frank Lampard is my hero. I've said that a million flipping times. You guys know that. He was my favourite footballer. He still is to this very day. Even though, you know, Kai Havertz is probably going to come there and take that role at some point in the next 5 years. But Super Frank is the man. Any rival clubs, any rival fans watching this, you can make all the jokes you want about Arteta, about Solskjaer. Super Frank is the boss. Chelsea are boss in the transfer market. Come at me when your window's been as good as ours, and we're not finished yet. So anyway, that wraps up this Chelsea news video today. I'm very sure there is going to be some more announcements and some more welcomings that we're going to need to do. We welcome Xavier Mbayamba. We've also welcomed Ben Chilwell. We've now welcomed Malang Sarr. Thiago Silva and Havertz, they're very, very close, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be afraid. It's still happening. I can already see it. Why hasn't it happened? It's coming. There'll be brand new videos out for you guys to see tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to GBFC if you're new. I'm sorry for keep pointing at you, but I'm just excited. I've got energy. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those are linked down below. Subscribe if you're new. I've already said that a billion times. See you all later. Bye-bye.